सो हेलो गाइस, क्या हाल चाल है आपका। स्वागत है आपका एक न्यू वीडियो में। बहुत टाइम बाद मैं ये वीडियो अपलोड कर रहा हूँ भाई। ये वीडियो बना रहा हूँ तो भाई इसमें हम नहीदा से फिर से मिलने वाले हैं। डेंड्रो आर्कन है अभी की करंट डेंड्रो आर्कन नहीदा। तो हम उससे अभी मिलने वाले हैं। तो मेरी स्टोरी थोड़ी देर पहले। सो लेट्स गो। तो भाई लोगों, आप सुनाओ क्या हाल चाल है आपके साइड। क्या कैसा मौसम है। क्या आप क्या देख रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं आप। तो मेरे को आप बता सकते हैं।
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this.
Yes, you came to me. So all.
Okay.
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma. Is it just Paimon or is it kinda unusual for some... Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all...
तो भाई कौन है टटरा सुना।
I guess I'll go with, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, this is my first time coming face to face with you and your...
So what, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so... Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatara Suna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive?
Well, fair point.
Let me give you some background. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to apart from the sword maker.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent...
So first this strange person goes missing.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine, even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center...
Wait, so there are two missing people in this story now?
ओ भाई, ये क्या सीन पानी। ये जो दो ये पीपल है, ये क्या मिसिंग है क्या इसमें।
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inaz...
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So, basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall.
the Kaidahara clan.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course.
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on you...
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you describe.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means
ओके ओके, तो गाइज आप देख सकते हो इसमें बैलेडेयर था जो जिसके साथ हमारी फाइट हुई थी, वो जो नहीदा ने हमारी हेल्प की थी डेंड्रो आर्कन ने। तो मतलब ये छुपाना चाहते हैं, मतलब वो बताना नहीं चाहते, मतलब कि जो वो डेंड्रो आर्कन है ना, वो मतलब ये छुपा के रखना चाहते हैं इन दो आदमियों से, क्योंकि इनको कहीं ना कहीं से मतलब पता लग ही गया होगा कि जो बैलेडेयर है वो भी कहीं था, पर ये अभी सोच रहे हैं कि कैसे हुआ है। और ये लेटर है द आइस ऑफ डार्किंग क्लाउड्स का।
Oh, and please read my.
भाई यार ये ही थोड़ा पढ़ते रहना लॉल।
Sawada, what? Oh, how about.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up?
Akabal. Besides, if there
Good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now.
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about him.
भाई जो ये दो बंदे ना, मेरे को इन दोनों पर शक हो रहा है, कुछ ना कुछ तो कर रहे हैं भाई डेंड्रो आर्कन के पीछे उससे। तो इनको ना जो जिसके साथ वो फाइट हुई थी ना गाइस, उनका भी इनको पता है दोनों को, जो बैलेडियर है। ये देखो जो बैलेडियर बोल रही है ना, मतलब पाइमोन बैलेडियर का, इनको कुछ ना कुछ तो रिलेटेड है बैलेडियर के साथ इनका भाई।
Okay, then, even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them. After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics.
ओ भाई ये कौन है?
Ah! Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
ये तो कोई एम्बर या क्ली का जैसा दिख रहा है कोई।
Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
हम पहुंच चुके हैं नहीदा से मिलने, जो दो करंट डेंड्रो आर्कन है, लेसर लॉर्ड कुसानाली। सो लेट्स गो। और आपको मैंने एक वीडियो में पहले बताया था कि जो ये डेंड्रो आर्गोन है, मतलब जो डेंड्रो एरिया है, ये इंडिया पर बेस्ड है, इंडिया की माइथोलॉजी पर बेस्ड है ये। सो आप देख सकते हैं, आप उस वीडियो को देख सकते हैं, मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पर आपको मिलेगी। और देखते रहिए, इंजॉय करिए फुल वीडियो को, बस आप इंजॉय करिए और मज़े से देखते रहिए।
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal?
Lol.
You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumero would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are going to reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information, so I asked the balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information. Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him! I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burned. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it. Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help? I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. It seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would... Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
ओ भाई हम ट्रांसपोर्ट हो रहे हैं मनसला को.
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smart!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. I know there are many grievances between you on both... Fine, let's call it truce, but only until...
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Oh.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted.
So guys हम जाने वाले हैं, so let's go.
Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow! So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh! Paimon's never seen anything like this.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so... what are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
So what's he telling the truth, balladeer?
Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint. The balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
ये क्या मतलब मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया क्या कहना चाहती हो ल्यूमिन
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do. Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while. Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say. As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get... Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the archon. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that? If you mean the mysterious events, the kabuki mono and so on? Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least... Oh? How interesting. So the Gase got it right? Well, they guessed right about one...
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings.
Anonymous data?
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not...
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to...
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for the forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material, has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought it.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame, you allowed Akame to take all the even now.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry.
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? And recently, none of the people who went out to... But that doesn't faze you,
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these...
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of me.
You're well informed.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job?
Enough! I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still...
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara's... I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
ओ भाई इसने इसको मार दिया भाई।
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that, and yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity. And...
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace.
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But...
It's no trouble at all. Patience is... If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my...
The Fatui?
Just to create a...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you... It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they... Make no mistake.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa, he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? Mr. Niwa? Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I. Let's give him some space. He looks We need to give him some time to process his emotions. Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but... No.